What's up guys, Christos here and welcome back for another video, and today we are doing something, as you can see, a little bit different. Now what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be doing a e-commerce business model tier list. Now if you haven't seen one of these tier lists, it's a little bit of a trend that has been going around on YouTube, not recently but this year at least, where basically YouTubers have been ranking different things in different tiers, mostly kind of fun things. This is a little bit more boring. This is just talking about e-commerce business models, but I'm hoping the people that are watching this video are into that, because this channel is all about different ways to make money online, mainly through e-commerce. We're talking about entrepreneurship as well and different ways that you can invest your money. So if that's something that interests you, then make sure you subscribe down below. And yeah, like I said, I am basically going to be ranking every single e-commerce business model that I have either personally looked into or started myself into a tier list. We're only going to have one that goes into the God tier at the end, but as you can see, we have other ones like solid, worth looking into, maybe it needs a little bit more research, and then we have harder than it looks. And the reason why I'm actually making this video is that in the last month or so, I personally have seen a ton of Facebook ads that have kind of come through into my YouTube channel, and Facebook, of people just selling get rich quick schemes online. And while some of them are absolutely fine, there are definitely some scams out there, and I just wanted to give you my honest opinion on each business model. So if you were looking at starting a e-commerce business model online, then maybe you can take some value from this video at the same time as having a little bit of fun. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into our tier, and let's start off with this one here, which is right at the start. And what this one is Amazon Wholesale. This is the best picture I could find for it. And basically wholesale on Amazon is pretty much as what it sounds like. It's contacting wholesale suppliers and then asking to become a distributor for them or a seller for them, and then selling those products on Amazon. Now, this one for me is something that I personally do actually as a business model. I work on this one around 1 or 2 days a week alongside some other things, and I really like it. I'm not going to give you the full kind of depth into it. It really isn't as easy as it sounds. It is a very hard business model for a couple of reasons. Not the actual selling part. Obviously you've got the customers coming into Amazon. That bit's really easy. The hard bit is actually building up a relationship with the suppliers and actually acquiring wholesale accounts. So whilst it is a really good business model and I really enjoy it, if you are a complete beginner, I wouldn't recommend going straight into wholesale. Number one, you're going to need a little bit more capital than what you would need if you were first starting out doing some thrifting, and you need to build up those relationships. So you do need to be knowing what you're talking about when you are having these conversations with the suppliers, otherwise you will have no chance. So the first one, which is Amazon Wholesale, is going to go, it's not going to go into God. It's not going to go harder than it looks, because I do think it is very achievable. Like I said, if I can achieve it within a couple of years selling successfully using wholesale, then you can too. So I'm going to put this one into worth looking into. And the reason why that is I don't think it's solid from the start, but it's definitely something that you should consider when you are starting out on your journey. Next up is a picture of some Yeezy trainers here, and basically what this represents is flipping shoes online. Now, this is something that I did try out about 4 years ago before I started my Amazon wholesale business, and I had a tiny bit of success with it, but it was a lot harder than what I thought it was. Basically, I actually bought some Yeezys myself. I didn't actually end up selling those Yeezys. I actually still wear them every single day now. But the reason why it was harder than what I kind of thought it was actually sourcing the trainers. Now, I'm based in the UK, and for me and my personal experience, to get hold of these hype beast type trainers, it is a lot harder in my opinion than it is in the US. I personally know someone, his name is Miles Longstreth, you can catch him on Instagram, who actually does this as a full-time living, and he is based out in America. I'm not too sure where. Anyway, you can go and check him out on Instagram, and he's done this for about 5 years successfully. So I'm not saying it's a terrible business model. I'm just saying that I struggled a little bit with it in the kind of 3 months that I was trying to do it. Like I said, I had a little bit of success with it, but nothing to really shout about. So for that, I'm going to probably put this one straight into the harder than it looks. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a terrible business model. I think all of these on here are legit. I'm just saying I struggled with it quite a bit. Next up is the Amazon reseller. So reselling branded products on Amazon FBA. Now for me, this is one of my favorite business models, and it's pretty much what my YouTube channel started off as. I've got over 100 videos talking about Amazon FBA on my YouTube channel. So if you do want to get into that, make sure you head over there and check those out. But this is a really good way of making money online, and it's something that you can do very, very quickly. Unlike wholesale on Amazon, you can actually go out, potentially go to a store, buy a product, list it on Amazon, and then potentially sell that product all within 1 day of starting on Amazon. Obviously there is a bit to learn, but the potential for you to do that is there. And for me, that makes it a really achievable business model to start. And the barrier to entry is so low with reselling on Amazon. That does come with its kind of disadvantages. Obviously the competition is going to naturally be a lot higher with Amazon reselling. But for me, if you do put the effort into it, this can be really good. For me, this is pretty much my main business model at the moment alongside Amazon wholesale. So I do a little bit of a mix between the two. And for me, over the last 3 years, it's been absolutely key. I don't think I'm going to put it into the God tier simply because I don't really see myself doing it for my entire life. For me, reselling on Amazon is just a vehicle to get me to where I want to be, which I'll touch on shortly. But it is definitely up there with a solid business model for me. It is so fun. I can't see myself stopping it anytime soon, and I don't see it going away either. So for me, this is a really good business model if you are looking to get started and get started fast. Next up is Amazon private label. So a little bit different to reselling and wholesale. Basically, Amazon private label is buying a product that is unbranded over in a country like China where the products are really cheap, and then putting your own brand on that product and then sending it to Amazon and then selling it on Amazon. Now, this is something before I even knew what reselling on Amazon was, or retail arbitrage, online arbitrage as most people know it. This is something I looked into for about 12 months, and I put it off for about 12 months before I even started my other business models. And the reason why is because I basically needed to know so much about private label before I could even make my first sale, and that really influenced the decision which I'm going to make in this tier list. And it's just my honest opinion. This is a really good business model, by the way, guys. There are people that are making millions and millions of pounds selling private label, but for me, getting started as a new seller into e-commerce about 3 or 4 years ago, there was just so many different moving parts to private label and very high risk because you have to spend a lot of money, and your first order is probably going to be like 500 units of one product, and if that product was to go wrong, then you could be losing all that money. One thing that I do recommend for people looking to start into private label is you're going to need at least £4,000 or £5,000 in the bank to get started, and be prepared to lose that if it all goes wrong as well. So for me, private label, it kind of needs more research from my end, but it has the potential to be solid, if not God, because you even have the potential of selling on your brand once you've got it established. Unlike kind of reselling and wholesale, the business model isn't really there to resell the business as well, but with your own brand, you'd be able to sell it on. So it has the potential to be in that God category for me, but right now it just needs a bit more research. I did look into it quite deeply about 7 or 8 months ago, but I then made the decision to move into wholesale simply just because I could take action and see the results a lot quicker with it. So it's going to go into the needs more research for me, but that's not to say, like I said, it could be the potential to be absolutely amazing. Next up is probably the most common known e-commerce platform of all time, and that is eBay. Now, if you haven't heard of eBay, then you should probably just click off this video, but basically eBay is just a marketplace to sell new and used goods. Pretty much everyone that will be watching this video would have sold something on eBay at some point in their life, whether it was for business or just personal, getting rid of things out of the house. But this is something I have started to look into a lot more seriously lately, especially when you have got the risk of getting suspended on Amazon. You do want to be opening up your options as much as possible. So in the last kind of month, I've been really looking into eBay, both wholesale and just general thrifting, and it's looking quite good for me so far. Like I said, there is still a lot of knowledge for me to learn about different products, what sells well on eBay, compared to Amazon, because it is a completely different marketplace in how it works, how you create listings and stuff like that. But for me, eBay is a great way to make money online. I have seen people give it a bad rep by saying that you'll never be able to make a six-figure business by in profit anyway by selling on eBay, and I think that is absolutely rubbish. Same with Amazon as well. eBay and Amazon, it all depends on how far you actually want to take this business model. Now, I know a business that sells just on eBay that has multiple factories, over hundreds of workers, and like so many different systems in place, and that is because they've taken that decision to scale their business. They are obviously earning a lot more than £100,000 in profit every single year. However, if you are just the one-man band that wants to make, let's say, £30,000, £40,000 a year so you can quit your job and become independent, then this is more than achievable with eBay as well. So it all depends how far you want to take it. But overall, I would put eBay as a solid way of making money online. Next up is Pokemon cards. Now, if you haven't seen my channel, recently I did just make a video talking about investing in Pokemon cards and whether I thought that it was kind of a little bit overhyped at the minute, with big names like Logan Paul, Gary Vee talking about Pokemon cards and non-organically raising the prices in the cards. And I guess Pokemon cards really sits on the borderline between investing and whether you can actually do it as a business, buying and selling. And right now, I actually don't think there is a market to buy and sell Pokemon cards, simply because everything is so overpriced. I do think there is definitely a market in investing in them, like buying them now and holding them for, let's say, 10 years, because I think they'll be worth so much more in the future. But right now, I don't think you could just really make a living from buying and selling Pokemon cards. I think it's more of an investment, and for that reason, and the reason that I still don't really know as much about it, like I said, I could be completely wrong here, so let me know if you do know people that do buy and sell Pokemon cards or any kind of sports cards of the kind. Let me know, but I'm gonna put it in the harder than it looks, or should I put it in the more research? No, I'm going to put it in the harder than it looks, because simply I just don't personally believe you can bring in a substantial income every single month just flipping Pokemon cards. Okay, so what have we got next? We'll leave that one first, and we'll go to this one. And this one is basically print on demand. Now, if you didn't know what print on demand is, it's basically where you go and you use a certain service, and instead of, let's say, designing a t-shirt, getting it printed on that t-shirt, taking inventory of, let's say, 100 t-shirts, you just upload your designs to a website, and then when somebody purchases your shirt, then you will actually pay for the shirt itself. So basically it takes all of the manual labor out, and you don't have to put any money in up front. Obviously that does come at a cost. The t-shirts that you'll be purchasing will be a lot more expensive, the margins will be a lot lower, but it is typically risk-free when doing print on demand. I do have my kind of reservations about it, simply because as you are paying for someone else's t-shirt, you haven't got a certain marketplace to list your product on, so the traffic is going to be low, and you're going to have to run Facebook ads. Your profit margins are going to be very, very low, because just looking on there the other day, a t-shirt typically costs on Printful, I believe it's around £12 to buy. Then you've got your design, then you've got your postage and VAT and stuff like that, and then after, you're going to have to be charging, and obviously your ads as well. After that, you're going to have to be charging anything between 25 and $29.99 to actually make any money from the sale of that. If you can drive organic traffic to that website, then it could be very profitable. And the other thing is, print on demand isn't just t-shirts, it is pretty much anything you can put a brand on. I'm talking mugs, canvas prints, anything, notepads, honestly anything you see a logo on, you could probably create a print on demand design for. It's actually something I am looking at in the future, not right now, because with Amazon and eBay we've got Q4 coming up and all my attention is there right now, but maybe January, February time, when things get a little bit quieter, I may start to look at print on demand. I've actually got a domain set up for an idea that I have on print on demand, so hopefully I might be able to take that on in the new year. But for now, I'm going to put it in worth looking into, because I do think there is the potential that if you can pick the right niche and you can get the right strategy and drive that organic traffic, it may be worth looking into for the future. Okay, next up, as you can see here, we've got the pictures of the original Dragon's Den cast. Now, quick fun fact about Dragon's Den, on the left there, as you can see, actually, sorry, you won't be able to see that. That is absolutely tiny. But anyway, I can see it, and we have a picture of Duncan Bannatyne, who is one of the founding members of the Dragon's Den. If you didn't know what Dragon's Den is, and it's basically a show where people go on and pitch their products. If you're in the US, it's the equivalent to Shark Tank. But quick fun fact about Duncan Bannatyne, this house that I've just purchased, I actually purchased half of it from Duncan Bannatyne because he was the 50% investor in this housing site. So little fun fact there, your boy here bought a house from Big Dunk. But anyway, moving on, the reason why I've got a picture of these is because this represents basically creating your own product and pitching it and potentially receiving some outside investment or something like that, and then selling it on your own website. Now, personally for me, I believe this is the holy grail of e-commerce. This is what I am personally looking to achieve in the future. This has always been my own goal. This is always why I've been selling on Amazon, eBay. It's a vehicle to get me to this end goal, which is having a product that I am proud of, that I can sell. I know you've got Amazon private label, where you can sell your own products, create your own brands, but that is very much data driven depending on what people are searching for on Amazon. This is creating something completely unique to the market, and I think if you can achieve this and achieve a solid business with this, like, you are in the God tier. So for me, it's going straight up there. Like I said, I don't personally have this right now. It's just something that I've looked into, and this is the end goal for me, to have my own product or have my own kind of brand or business where I sell products on my own website. I don't have to rely on a third-party marketplace, and I could potentially get a future investment from one of these, hopefully. But yeah, for me, that goes into the God tier. Now, last but not least, and there's a reason why I've left this one to last, because this is the one where I've seen so many YouTube ads with these gurus posting 500,000 figures in sales for a month's worth of sales. There's been so many scams going around about Shopify drop shipping, and for me, this is one that you really just have to be careful about. I'm not going to sit here and say this is a bad business model. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a great business model, because I've personally not done it. Have I looked into it? Yes, massively. But there is just so much fake content going around about Shopify drop shipping, and I wouldn't actually say fake content. I'd say more fake expectations, pictures of Lamborghinis and stuff, and this is so much harder than it looks. Like, there is so much to Shopify dropshipping. Number one, you need to find a product that people are going to buy. Number two, you've got to find the product at a right price. Number three, you've got to drive traffic to your Shopify store, so using Facebook ads and stuff. And there's people out online saying you're going to be able to buy a Lamborghini in 3 months once you start your Shopify store. It's just so baloney. Like, I can't believe what these people say sometimes and how they get away with it. But anyway, I'm not saying it's a bad business model, remember that, but I just think you need to set your expectations when it comes to having a Shopify store, and especially doing drop shipping through Shopify. So like I said, not a bad business model, it's just so much harder than it looks. And I can almost guarantee you that these people that you see on your YouTube feed before you watch videos like mine, I can almost guarantee you that they make more from their Shopify course or their Shopify program than they actually do from their Shopify store, and some of them probably don't even have a Shopify store. So it's as simple as that, guys. For me, this one's going straight into the harder than it looks. It could go into the needs more research, simply because I haven't started a Shopify store. Well, I have actually started a Shopify store. I haven't started a Shopify dropshipping business. But like I said, I just think there's so much fake content going around about this right now, and there's so many people getting scammed. So all I want to say is do your research. But that pretty much sums up the tier list. So obviously at the top we've got our God tier, which is basically creating your own product and then maybe marketing it, maybe with a big retail store or a big online store, or maybe even your own store. In there we have the solid categories, which is reselling branded products on Amazon and eBay. I think these are great business models, personally my favorites. From there we've got wholesale and then print on demand, that are ones that are worth looking into. Still really solid business models. I think if you look into it and it fits you, they can easily go into the solid business model category. Needs more research from me, Amazon private label. The only reason it's there is because I haven't actually launched a private label product. Maybe if I did, I'd have a clearer view about what category I would put that into. And then the ones that are harder than it looks: flipping shoes, Pokemon cards, and then Shopify drop shipping. Now, this is just my opinion, guys. Remember that. Please do not jump on me if you're doing one of these successfully. Like I've said throughout the video, all of these business models are legit ways to make money online, and I know personally people that have six-figure businesses doing every single one of these, apart from Pokemon cards. Actually, do apologize about that. But these are all great business models. This is just my opinion and where I stand on them. But yeah, hope you found some value from watching this. If you are looking at starting one of these business models, hopefully this video maybe influenced your decision in some way or another. If it did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Take care.